Hello and welcome back. Today I'm going to be talking about my Lq4 and what it's going to take / what I'm going to do to make it fit into my 92 Camaro. So first off, Lq4 is the iron block 6-liter that came out of the trucks in the early to mid 2000s era, Gen 3 block. That's a good thing because it doesn't have AFM, DOD, I think, or VVT. I don't know. I'm not 100% on that one. I don't think it does. Anywho, you don't necessarily need to change your accessory drives if you don't want to. It will physically fit into the car. The reason that I changed mine is the truck water pump. The inlet is going up, so that would get in the way of any kind of low profile air intake. Not that I'm gonna be doing that probably yet. The problem that I've been struggling with is the truck intake's not gonna fit underneath the stock hood. That's just obvious. Everyone knows that. But it's better. It's a better flowing head intake, than a lot of the other ones that are available, and it's what I have, so it's clearly a lot cheaper. Anyway, steam vents, or steam ports, whatever the fuck. You got two in the back. Those can just come out, and you can get a full four vent set that will come over. And then you can get rid of this whole long tube, and you just tap it right in there. So that's the easiest and cleanest looking. So that's accessory, that's intake. The headers are a touchy subject. I guess I'll show you what I got first. Now, keep in mind I bought these for like a Black Friday deal. Not crazy low. But I got shorties because trying to get a set of long tubes to like shoehorn into that car is gonna be a pain in the ass, and I just didn't feel like dealing with it. So I got these shorties, and they're called block huggers, so stay away from these just for your reference. And this thing's in the way, I guess I'll take it to this and show you. But with the block huggers, you try and line them up. And there's nothing that you can do with that. It'll physically fit on there. But even with the little angle turn down piece, there's nothing you can do with that. So I quickly realized that I think these block huggers were made to go upside down for like a turbo setup. Problem is, these things are so cheap, it was like barely welded together. It was pretty poorly made, if we're being honest. So they're not good headers for turbos, and there's no real reason that you'd have them upside down otherwise. That being said, I'm not going to use these. I'll probably be selling them to somebody else for whatever else that they want to do with it. But that's here nor there. I hear that the Speed Engineering long tubes fit well. LSX Matt has a video of him putting them in with the engine already in the car. There's a couple of little clearance issues. I think it was watch his video, but I think it was the transmission linkage gets in the way. Outside of that, he seemed like he was able to get his in nice and easily. What else? The oil pan. That truck oil pan, it goes obviously a lot deeper than the Camaro one, but if you look at this, fucking windage tray, where it gets shallow is pushed back farther. So on the Camaro one, a broken one here I can show you. On the Camaro one, the deep section is not as deep, but because of that, it actually goes farther forward than the old one did. The only problem with that is going to be the K member. Now, it depends on the mounts that you get, your engine mounts. Your best bet is keep your clamshells on the car, and from what I hear, the ICT billet slider mounts should be able to, push back far enough that you'll clear the K member. You might have remembered that if you happened to see my other video, I was gonna replace this for that $3,000 tubular K member. Well, a couple of reasons why I decided not to. First one being it's outrageously expensive. The second one being it's not as strong and durable as this one is. So there's ups and downs to it, but between the money, the durability, I just figured I'll leave this in. It's fine. I mean, this is poor kid garage. It's not rich, I got daddy's money kind of garage here. But again, here nor there. So I would suggest the slider mounts. I'm going to try the slider mounts when I finally get this thing into the car. Back to the engine here. The transmission is going to be a whole nother thing, mounting that transmission to the engine. If you've done any sort of research at all, you know that the 4L80s had a flat flex plate, which is what you need if you're going to be doing a turbo 400, which is what I also have, or it's technically a 375, but that's just a weird 400. So the other thing is the bolt pattern. It's pretty much the same, but you don't have this one on the transmission, and then there's one on the top right here on the engine that you're not going to have. So you're going to be missing two on the top, but that's really not that big of a deal because you still have, the other four. And if you take get you over to the transmission now. If you take the bottom of the bell housing cover here from your 4L80, and you line it up to your turbo 400, they actually fit perfectly in there. And if you look, I'm a dough goat. I put it on upside down. Look at that. So it's perfect in there. And then you actually have the two holes. These two holes line up with those two holes. Kind of hard to see because it doesn't push all the way in. So it will bolt in. And then the last one here is this. You just drill that out, or not. I mean, that's an extra 4 bolts on your transmission. And then, look at that. You got 1 and 2 more spots. So you lose 2 at the top. But if you use your plate from your 4L80 on the 400, you'll regain 2 spots on the bottom. So structurally, it will still be fine. You don't need to be using an adapter plate. You don't need to change the flex plate or any of that crap. As long as you have the flat one. See, this is actually the flex plate that came with the old engine off of my torque converter from this transmission. And if I bring it over back to the engine, you can see kind of hard to tell. These are the exact same thing. You got these little lumps where the bolts go in, and there's those lumps, but otherwise it's a flat torque converter. So as long as everything matches, old and new, a lot of this old shit matches the new shit with little to no adjustments. So that is going to be a big thing that a lot of people get tripped up about, is the transmission. Gee, where else to go with this, huh? I don't really want to be rambling too much, because I do that a lot on these videos. My harness, I guess wiring is probably a good idea to go over. Well, let's go back to the car. Now, there are 2 different options for wiring the engine to the car. You can do what I began to do and cut out a solid 60-75% of your C100, or not the C100, it's the other one, C200 something. Label it, keep the starter stuff, all that jazz, and then take your engine harness, cut that up, splice it in, which is fine and dandy. But I think I'm going to opt for the other option, which is just getting the standalone computer. I originally was just going to try and use the factory computer, but for certain reasons, first one being, as an electrician by trade, I like to see my wires continuous, so the less splices, the less failure points. The other thing is the computer itself. Having the aftermarket computer is a lot easier to reprogram it, or program it on your own, for that matter, instead of taking it to a place to do. And yeah, it'll probably just look nicer, get rid of a lot of this stuff. I mean, I'm not even going to be using the key to start this thing. It's going to be all buttons anyway and switches, so yeah, that doesn't matter too much. Yeah, I think that might be all I got for what it would take, what I'm looking at anyway, as far as putting this Lq4 into my 3rd gen. So yeah, there we go. That's what I got for you.